LinkedIn secret hacks and growth strategies. We're going to get into it in a little bit. I want to preface this a little bit, and I should have done this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2-minute hack for the hacks video right at the start of the academy. I'm going to do that today, I think. Because what I want to do, guys, is the whole point of what I'm trying to do with these lessons is I want to give high impact, concise, actionable stuff, actionable and practical stuff that you can use like immediately, right? Now, the way I think of doing that is I don't like long, elaborate tutorials on all of this stuff because I think it's a time waste, honestly, because 90% of the time it's not needed. You can easily describe what you're talking about on all the platforms and most people intuitively know what to do. However, I want to give a little hack here, and I was thinking, how can I explain this the best way to you guys so you can take this information and immediately implement it without having to go through hours and hours of content on this platform. So this is the way to think about this. I deliver very concise, actionable and practical tips and tricks and strategies on these lessons for the most part. If you are like, oh, I don't exactly know how to do that. Like, how do I poll on Instagram or something like that? So the majority of people know how to do that. If you don't, if there's one little thing, you could understand 90% of the stuff I'm saying, and maybe there's one or two things, and I'll backtrack a little bit. You could understand 90% of the stuff I literally say on these lessons and implement it immediately without having to go through hours of training to do it because it's relatively intuitive. However, if there are those one or two little things that maybe I go over a little quickly and you're like, hang on, wait, how do I do that? So I'm giving you the hacks here, guys. What you can do is YouTube is your best friggin' friend. So if there's something, what was the example I just used, like how do you do polls on Instagram, and I mention it and we're not actually going through the practicality of literally how to do polls on Instagram because it just doesn't apply to everyone, it would be wasting time. Just go on YouTube and say, how do I poll on Instagram? And you will get a minute video on exactly how to do it. So that is the ultimate hack for using this platform. I try and cover lots very quickly in an actionable and practical way. If you need a little bit of extra, like, oh, hang on, how do you do that minute little thing there that you mentioned? Hop on YouTube, type it in, bada bing, bada boom. You'll know it in 5 seconds. All right, saying that, let's dive into LinkedIn strategies, shall we? Okay, bada bing, bada boom. All right, I'm saying bada bing, bada boom for some reason today. So LinkedIn, tip number 1, leverage comments leadership on high visibility posts. There are little minute differences across the different platforms, right? So we've spoken about multiple times on different platforms how to engage with top commenters and top influencers and engage with those posts in the right way to boost your credibility, your authority, but also the algorithm likes that and recognizes and boosts you a little bit, right? So for LinkedIn specifically, engaging with high performing posts in your niche can expose you to a larger audience. You want to find trending posts. Identify posts from industry leaders or influencers with strong engagement, like comments. You can even throw in hashtags. You can ask challenging questions. I was talking about this on, I believe it was I think it was the TikTok video that we did, the multiple growth hacks for TikTok. Leave insightful comments. Don't only want to leave comments to engage the influencers or whoever the one posting is, but also leave comments to engage the audience. Think about both those different ways of looking at it. You're not just engaging with the influencer themselves or whoever's posting. Your aim is to start that conversation with the followers and also the people commenting and engaging on that post, right? So write thoughtful, value-driven comments that spark that conversation. Comments that add perspective, share tips, or respectfully challenge ideas often receive likes and responses. Again, like I said on the last video, I believe it was the TikTok video. It's okay to challenge, right? Don't be a needless troll, just, wandering the earth, trolling everyone, which I've said before, the scourge of the earth, right? They're just there to piss people off for no reason, just for the sake of it, gives them a bit of a kick. Don't be a troll. But if you have a different perspective or a different way of looking things, you can thoughtfully and respectfully challenge that to spark a great debate and engagement, right? Which just can flourish and boost yourself, and the algorithm loves it. So secret tip on that: comments with high engagement get featured at the top, exposing your profile to the posters network and increasing the chances of profile visits and follows. So always have a strategy when you're going into this, guys. Like, don't just be commenting for commenting's sakes. Have that understanding of, if you make the right comments, engage in the right way, ask the right questions, challenge in the right way, you can get into that consistency of doing that. And consistency is key, guys. Don't just do this once. You want to get into a habit, setting aside time to maybe whatever your favorite platform is, or multiple platforms. Set aside time every single day to go in there with wanting to thoughtfully comment on top posts to create that engagement. All right, that's tip number one. Here's a super quick one that not a lot of people know about, right? A lot of time in your bios, you just put something up there and you let it run. Incorrect thing to do for LinkedIn, right? If you are really trying to optimize LinkedIn and create that following and engagement, you want to optimize and actually regularly update your headline in your bio. So it's not just a title, it is your first impression, and it's an SEO, a search engine optimization powerhouse, right? So if a good cadence for this is maybe even weekly, I mean, you could go extreme and do daily, maybe not necessary. That's one part I actually don't know if it's better to do daily or weekly. I might look that one up and try and figure that out. But I would say daily is a very good cadence. Weekly is a really good cadence to optimize and change up your LinkedIn bio and your headline. Make it, of course, value oriented. Don't just say random stuff that has no point and is not targeted towards your audience. So don't just list your job title. Include how you help others or what value you bring. For example, helping startups scale through digital branding. Founder of Famous.ai. There we go. So that's a great way. If I was posting on my LinkedIn, that is something that I might lead with, and I may even change up my LinkedIn bio today to say helping startups scale through digital branding, founder of Famous.ai. The secret tip here is regularly tweak your headline to include trending keywords or topics in your industry. This improves your profile's discoverability in LinkedIn search. Pretty self-explanatory, guys. I'll leave it on that one. For tip number 2, got another 2 to go. Okay, another quick one. We're going to blast through these last 2. So this is a good example of what I was saying at the start of the video, right? So use creator mode to unlock algorithm boosts. So why it works: LinkedIn's algorithm prioritizes content from users in creator mode, especially those who engage in niche specific hashtags and consistently post content, right? So this is a good example, since I'm not literally showing you LinkedIn and how to swap into creator mode. And if you don't, it's very self-explanatory. I mean, you get on there, you go to settings, and you can switch it. It's very easy to do. However, if you didn't know how to do that, you could literally just jump on YouTube and say, "Hey, how do I get into creator mode in LinkedIn?" A few second or 1 minute video tutorial will pop up. So hack the system, guys. Think outside the box, lateral thinking, whatever you want to call it. I'm delivering this high impact, concise stuff so you guys can take it and implement it immediately. If you need that little bit of extra help, YouTube is your best friend. All right, cool. So how to hack it: switch to creator mode in your profile settings. Literally, guys, it's not a hard thing to do. There might be one person that's just like, I don't know how to get into the settings. Number 2, relevant niche hashtags to add relevant niche hashtags to your profile. Number 3, focus on native content, videos, carousel posts, and polls. These formats receive higher visibility. Number 4, post during high engagement hours, Tuesday to Thursday, 8 to 10 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m. Finally, engage in the first 90 minutes after posting to trigger more visibility. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's move on to the last tip here. Polls create engagement. We all know this. We all know this, right? But specifically for LinkedIn, when they're leveraging the LinkedIn polls for viral engagement, you got to do it in the right way. So great little hack here. Polls are highly favored by LinkedIn's algorithm and invite interaction, which boosts your visibility. So how to hack it: create polls with 3 to 4 options. That is optimal. Just don't do 2, do 3 to 4 options that spark that curiosity or debate. You want to align poll topics with your niche. So what's the number one skill for personal branding success? And I mean, that's a pretty general and I would even argue boring. I could have come up with a better example than that. But the more interesting, the more unique, the more engaging you can make your like quotes is a good one, right? Like put 3 to 4 different like interesting quotes, and you can generate quotes with my quote generator on the Only Famous platform. Generate 4 original quotes and say, hey guys, which one of these would you vote is the more powerful quote for personal branding, health coaches, skateboarding, nutrition, tax preparation, whatever your niche is. Generate some quotes, have some fun with it, do a poll, right? Respond to every comment to double engagement. Last but not least, use the poll as a segue into direct messaging for those deeper conversations. All right, guys, 4 excellent, if I do say so myself, little tips and tricks there for LinkedIn. And I'll say again, if any of that you're not super clear on, let's say again, you weren't entirely clear how to do a poll on Instagram, YouTube is your best friend. All right, guys, see you on the next one.